Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-March right through to mid-April 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know regarding their current circumstances? Can you please show them the way? Who is coming towards them? Can you please show them what they need to know regarding love? Okay, so that's a lot of cards there. We have comfort. As the first card there, we have home. We also have power, volcanoes, bushfires, fury, and we have alchemy. Okay, so I can definitely see here a lot of you, this is about moving out of your comfort zone and maybe even moving out of hermit mode for some of you and really following your passions, doing something that is really intense and basically reshaping landscapes, for example. I mean, your first card there is number 11, which is a soul path. So a lot of you have been called to be a little bit of a hermit, to really focus on your own needs, to prioritize any responsibilities, maybe spend more time in the home to declutter, for example, do some DIY, or create a sanctuary in your home. Some of you actually have children as well, so it could be that you're guiding the next generation and you have poured all of your energy into that. And for some of you, especially if you are a parent, sometimes it's really hard not to get lost in all of that, and it's time to rediscover a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with and really prioritize maybe a little bit of time, if that's possible. I know it's easier said than done because being a parent is actually a full-time job in itself, but it can be that you're called right now to reignite that spark, okay? The things that you are interested in, that you find you're drawn to creatively to do. Now, of course, whether you have a child or not, this reading is all about comfort, creating, a sanctuary for you in life, stability. A lot of you are prioritizing your own needs in order to, deal with this crazy world right now. So it can be that, you're working really hard to maintain and sustain life. And for some of you, especially since we've got the home card, but it's in the resistance position, I do feel this is a call to, get out there and experience more things, but things that are outside your usual parameters. So it could be that you're called to do something bold and daring and new and exciting that you've never done before, or even go traveling for some of you. But this card, whilst it is a wonderful card, it can indicate that sometimes we get comfortable, in life, in a cycle of repeat. And that's nice because we feel secure. Humans like to feel secure, but if we're doing the same thing day to day and it just feels like the same old kind of circumstances, we can get a little bit frustrated. And, that's why this card, Fury, has come on in. Now, of course, this is a very intense card, but it can indicate sometimes when we are frustrated and we have pent-up energy, we get really antsy. And this could be what's happening with you right now. And that's where we forge new landscapes, because suddenly we do something about it. We light a fire up our you-know-what to actually get out there and transform our lives. Pressure can be a shaper of worlds. It doesn't have to be something that is overwhelming. It can be something that actually helps us reform our life in some way. So I feel you're going from hearth, which is all about, being indoors, maybe, prioritizing your own needs, focusing on projects without distractions, and, For some of you, it could be you and your pet, for example, if you have a pet, or it can also be that, you are ready for a new start, because children in, the Lenormand deck or any like oracle decks, they can actually mean new start, fresh new energy. Some of you may have even thought about doing online dating from home, okay? And if that's you, I definitely see that you're going to be successful in meeting someone online, okay? But of course, not everybody wants to meet someone online. I feel a lot of you are called to get out of your home at this moment in time and just do things like getting out into nature. I mean, I'm being given this energy from this card, like, sometimes we need to take some rest and regenerate. And I feel like you've withdrawn from the dating scene for a while in order to know what makes you comfortable. And, with that card, the home fires are burning, which means you haven't given up on love. The torch is still there. Okay. It means that, you're nourishing your body, mind, and spirit at this time, which is very important. Focusing on your inner life. The home space is often representative of your inner life as well. So it can be that, you're getting clear on what it is that you want for the future. For some of you, this can literally represent that you want to settle down and you want to build a family, whatever that family looks like for you. For some of you, it may involve children. Some of you, it may not. It may have, a pet involved in it, or maybe, just you and your partner. Whatever it is, I feel this is you kind of like deciding and visualizing what it is that you want. And there is a certain magic in that, because thoughts always become things. Now, of course, this card, we've got number 15 there. That is the Devil card energy, which means some of you have been feeling stuck, okay? And it can be that you've been feeling stuck at home. For some of you, if you've been unwell recently and you're managing some, symptoms that have been challenging, for example, it can be that you feel frustrated, that it's hard for you to meet people because you're going through something. And of course, I do feel that a lot of you are going to be able to identify a practitioner or someone who is able to help you manage those symptoms more. And when the moment is right, you'll be able to get out there and, meet a person who is right for you. I do see you transforming something right now, okay? And whatever that is, it actually is going to put you in the path to meeting a person who, connects to what you're looking for in love, someone who actually feels like home, okay? Now, this card, it does connect to the Devil card, as I mentioned. This can be like, for some of you, not just feeling stuck in a cycle of repeat, it can also represent, that in the past you may have attracted people who had addictions, or people who perhaps were not offering a healthy relationship, people who did not want to settle down, because this is a card of, not building a home with someone. So it can indicate that you met people who were transient, or promised you the world, delivered nothing, ghosted you, or let you down, or disappointed you in love. But I feel like you are processing these things and overcoming these things now. And actually, I feel like you're rising up in passion and deciding now you're a little bit more curious to see who's out there. Perhaps every time you've looked out in the past to see if there's anybody on the dating scene that you were interested in, or, if you're in a group of people and you thought, oh, okay, they're nice, but they're not really what I'm looking for. It can be hard. It's a struggle to find the right person in a sea of billions of people. But I do see that you are going to meet someone who feels like home, but you're being called to choose healthier options at this time. And that comes from the core, which is this sense of value of how you feel about yourself, that you deserve the best and you're not settling for second best there, okay? So as you can see, we got home, earth. Some of you, because there's two home cards here, there could be big thoughts about your home space right now, like where you feel like you belong in the world. So some of you may be thinking about relocating, because there is a big transformation energy here. We've got volcanoes. If you think about the nature of volcanoes, it's forging new landscapes. It can be that you've been in a period of dormancy for a while, for example, and suddenly you're now interested to get out there and shine your light and be your wonderful authentic self. And this is going to reshape your landscape. It gives you an opportunity to create space for love and passion to come on in. But for some of you, this could be that you're moving home, or you're moving to a different country, or something in your home is changing right now. I mean, for example, if you have been guiding the next generation and you're a parent, it can be that they're growing up now, and now is your time to give back to yourself. And maybe you've got more time to open yourself up to love and passion. For some of you, it can be that you're retiring, for example, because this card is like, a cycle of repeat that is coming to an end for you, because it connects to the World card energy. It can indicate you're entering into a new era where you can do more things that you're passionate about. you know, do a lot of soul searching there and find your sense of purpose. You know, volcanoes are like combustible energy, like all that pent up passion, your mojo, everything like below the surface is now coming outside of yourself. So it can be that, you know, there is a connection, a spark between you and a person that is going to be very powerful, and suddenly you know that actually you've met the one. But it's come from this sense of, you know, the bushfires, fury there. Now, this card literally means that some of you are letting go of some anger, or perhaps there's something from childhood, because there's a lot of like indications here, something in the home space or the family unit. Perhaps you've been like breaking through generational cycles of repeat. If you've witnessed parents or guardians divorcing when you were younger, or a lot of conflict in relationships, this was your first foundation of what it means to love. And this can be that you've had to unlearn these cycles of repeat, these toxic patterns, recognizing that that was not your story. It's something you witnessed. It's not something you're here to experience for yourself, but you may have emulated like a pattern and realized actually that's not my story. My story is changing from here on in. So it can be that, you know, you're releasing a lot of anger or frustration from a past experience. I'm only giving examples like from childhood there because we do have that home card right there. But it can also be that you've been in a previous relationship with a person that came to an abrupt end, or, you know, things kind of fizzled out in some way. They let you down or disappointed you. And there's anger that you're having to process. But if we keep it below the surface and we never let it out emotionally, then it will remain there dormant. And just when you're about to try and move on and open up to a new relationship, it will resurface and it will haunt you. And sometimes it prevents us from getting connected to another person because it's baggage, right? So some of you may be processing something and, you know, it's like, I just feel a lot of your energy, it's like you're coming through this. It's like, this is a card of like burning away, releasing the excess, clearing the space for a new beginning. It's a regenerative force. I mean, if you take away the fact that it says fury there, although, you know, fury is an anger that will transform. It makes you do something on impulse, which I feel, you know, can be negative actually. But, you know, if you think about the nature of fire when it is on the land and the earth, you know, this can be a regenerative force, as in, you know, it burns away the soil, the topsoil, in order to give nutrients and clear space for a healthier soil to, you know, come into fruition and be utilized for future growth of plants or trees or, you know, vegetables, all of the stuff. So, you know, it can be that you're going through a regeneration time and suddenly, you know, your motivation, your mojo is returning after a period of dormancy, but you had to burn away all the excess. You had to like move through your history in order to purify at this time. Now, of course, I have to acknowledge for some of you, not all of you, but I'm sending you a huge hug out there. I mean, some of you, this could be literal. Some of you may have been affected by some of those awful wildfires going on in the world at the moment. There's so many. It's crazy. But if you've been going through that, and that is like your priority at this time to like, you know, reconstruct your life in some way or deal with that, I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs out there. You know, I do feel that you will rise up. You are going to be in a more powerful position, and of course there's going to be a lot of newness going on for you, but I do see that the universe is going to send you some extra magic to help you with that, okay? And your thoughts become things. I see that, you know, even despite all of the stuff, you're trying to be positive. So, you know, you actually are a very powerful person if you're dealing with that. But I do see some really wonderful things coming your way to help rise you up within that and help you find alternatives. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from that energy, but I have to acknowledge it because, of course, that card is there. Now, I feel this is a card that highlights that you're a very strong person. You've been through some stuff, whether you've like been going through something that is outside of yourself or the inner battle. The majority energy I've got from my beautiful Aquarians, you're strong. You're a very powerful person and you're very independent. And sometimes you may have wondered, have people looked at you like you're too independent, you don't need anybody, you don't want anybody, you're self-sufficient. You know, I want you to be aware that be your wonderful self. You are authentic, you are true, and, you know, don't ever let anyone tell you that you're too much for them, because actually that normally means that they're not enough for you. So it's a projected energy. So I would say keep shining your light. I would say that the right person is going to love that independence, that strength. about you, and I really want you to be aware right now that you're in a really powerful position to create a new lifestyle choice that actually helps you form a new landscape for love to come on in. And I feel with this card, this is you manifesting something to life. This card literally means finding the magic in the everyday. So it could be that you literally meet a person by bumping into them, or you could meet a person and it's like not this big moment where suddenly you're like having this romantic kind of like Hollywood musical kind of thing where everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're in love, will they, won't they? It could be something really pure and intimate and really kind of like special, something that's, I don't want to say low key because it's very passionate, it's very intense, okay? It's a very kind of like exciting, and there's a lot of chemistry there's a big spark. This person, they raise something up within you that nobody ever has, and vice versa. But there's something really special in the way that you meet this person, and it feels very kind of like, oh, I don't know, it's just like low key. It's like, well, this is happening, we just know. I don't know, there's something about that, but it rises in its intensity, of course. And I'm actually seeing two people sitting underneath like a canopy, if that makes sense. It's like almost like a half marquee, if that makes sense. So, I mean, for some of you, because we have so many earthy energies, it could be that you meet this person at an outdoors event, or, like a barbecue, or I don't know, maybe there's a festival, but there's a marquee there, or maybe there's like a garden party, or maybe some sort of like opening, thanks so much, I'm so grateful. When they have like real estate open houses for people to go and look at, that's coming through there as well. So some of you could literally like meet a person through that. Random, I know that's something that's just coming out there, but I do feel like you're in a strong state of manifestation right now, and that actually there is some sort of heat coming out here. Like you've got, the bushfires there, and you've got volcano. So I feel something will erupt between you and a person that is very passionate, very hot indeed. But actually it creates something solid. Because if you think about the nature of the volcano, that hot magma, that lava, actually, when it solidifies and cools down, it is solid. It is like, rock solid. So I feel like you're about to meet a person where it's very passionate, but it offers a rock solid union between you and a person. Okay, it's a high level commitment for sure, and it's something you manifested. So let's get to the Celtic cross to see a little bit more detail. 10 of Pentacles, there's the home space. A lot of you have family responsibilities at this moment in time. Whether you're a carer, whether you're a parent, whether you just got lots of things on your plate right now regarding the home space. I mean, some of you with that 10 of Pentacles, you're thinking about your money, you're thinking about real estate, mortgages, repayment plans, you're just doing life. And, with the World card there, isn't that interesting? Oh my gosh. I mean, I've never seen this before ever happen in a reading, so this is quite special. 10 of Pentacles is the home, and that is the hearth, comfort. 10 of Pentacles is comfort. It is like, abundance. It is security. And then we got the World card, okay? And then we got the Earth. You're getting exactly the same cards in a totally different deck that is like unrelated. So this is a big deal. This means for some of you, you're always on the go. I feel like for some of you, there may be some sort of like unfinished business going on as well. Okay, so for example, some of you may be in the middle of a divorce or a separation, or you've just gone through that and you're just processing some things. Some of you may also have like an ex who really makes you furious, but they come on in and they're magnetic, and sometimes, things get messy, for example, and we lose a sense of self in that relationship, and then we get disappointed and let down again. So some of you could be going through that, but ultimately what I see here is that perhaps in the last couple of years, because the world has literally turned on its head for humanity, it can be that you're just trying to find your way in a very chaotic world. Something that feels really alienating. Something that feels really kind of like discombobulating in some way. Okay, that's something that's coming through strongly there. So you could be just trying to do life, and it's been challenging, and you're trying to be flexible and create security. So it's not that love is... Oh, I think they want that card as well. It's not that love is not something you want. It basically means that it hasn't been a priority because you've got other stuff going on, a lot on your mind, focusing on life in general, securing your day-to-day living. We've got Three of Wands there. We got the Death card. I mean, we've also got the Devil card there. So I did mention that number 15 is the Devil card energy. So again, there's a lot of correlation in your cards, which means some of you, if you have been feeling stuck, this cycle is coming to an end. And for some of you, you may also be going traveling because you have two major travel cards. Some of you that can connect to relocation vibes. You may be thinking about, you know, becoming more nomadic in your life, or you may actually be deciding to move to a country where you feel like you belong. If you feel like where you're at right now is changed and you just don't feel it's the place for you anymore. I feel there's a lot of questions going on in your reading, which means you're doing some questioning for yourself. What is right for you? This is the perfect position for you to be in. Big changes happening for you, though, big lifestyle changes, and something negative or something that made you feel really stuck is coming to an end. Got Two of Cups there, so there is love and Wheel of Fortune. A fated, destined relationship is coming in for you. I mean, as I said, you manifested this. I mean, you literally got all the cards. Look at this. These two cards are nearly the same. They look nearly identical with that wheel right there, okay? How interesting. Always pay close attention to your synchronicities. I'm so excited about your reading. Now, Ten of Pentacles is planting roots. Where do you belong? And it's also a card that's connected to family. So it can indicate that right now you are just all about securing yourself, your family. You're committed to your goals and dreams, and you're just trying to be secure. Okay, a lot of you are learning more about yourself as well. And again, this is the family tree. So it can indicate that some of you, as I picked up earlier in the reading, there can be something from childhood or something that you witnessed in your family that you feel has played out as a cycle. You know, you've got the World card and the Wheel of Fortune, which are cycles. And this card here with the world, the earth, it's like this cycle of energy. So it can be that you're trying to break a generational cycle in some way. And I don't know if you saw me, I just went like that. I felt my guide just brush my arm like there, it's okay. Okay, so some of you, comfort doesn't actually mean comfort as in to be in a comfortable scenario. It can be that, you know, your guides are comforting you at this time, that you do not walk alone. So if you're feeling a little bit isolated or alone in your circumstances, or you've had a very challenging experience that you've had to move through at this time, your guides are comforting you and they're letting you know that they walk with you. You are not alone, okay? In fact, there's lots of generations behind you. It's like you are standing there and a long line of your family lineage walk with you. It's almost like you're walking with like a spiritual army is what I'm seeing here, which is really wonderful. So I feel a lot of you, it will get better, whatever it is that you're going through, okay? Now, also the Ten of Pentacles is a starting position, which actually means you're in a healthy place to offer a secure relationship. So that's really exciting. But your crossing energy is the World. So for some of you, this could literally be that the world got turned on its head because, you know, the World card is in the crossing position, which means you read the reverse as well as the upright. So it can mean the last couple of years for humanity in general, things have been challenging. And it's really hard to meet a person who meets all the needs that you have based on all the changes that perhaps have been going on around the world. Or it can be that, you know, you are an empath and you are picking up this energy of the world where everything is very chaotic and angry and fearful right now, and it's really hard for you to really think about a future in a relationship. You just feel like you need to be secure and look at where you feel like you belong and like take care of your family and your needs. Some of you may be in fight or flight mode. This card is literally showing up for a lot of people right now in every sign. Queen of Swords, as you can see, the bird represents flight and the sword is fight. So, I mean, humanity, and I'm only mentioning this, never really shows up in a reading unless we get the World card, because the World card is actually connected to the world, of course. So it can be that, you know, right now you're trying to work out your options or look at where you feel like you belong, or, you know, work out what it is that you want. And, you know, the dating world is a very transient place. It can indicate that, you know, people are not looking to settle down, or people are not looking for a serious relationship, and you don't really want to invest in something that you feel is transitory right now, which is totally fine. But also this can indicate that, you know, you have a lot on your plate, and for some of you, there's unfinished business because it is a resistance position. And it can be someone who tempts you because we've got the Devil card in the past position. So this could be, for example, an ex or someone that perhaps, you know, you think about from time to time and you feel the issues around that relationship are unresolved. Doesn't mean you want to go back to that person. It can indicate that sometimes the memories just haunt us and they pop up when we least expect it. And we're like, why are we thinking about this person? But often it's the body and the mind saying, let's test you. How do you feel about this person? How do you feel about that scenario? Is it still triggering you? And if it is still triggering you, it means it still hasn't been processed. But if you look back on it and go, well, that was an experience and, you know, I learned a lot and, you know, I wish them well. I hope they're fine, but I hope karma catches up with them as well. You know, if you're in that state where you're like, okay, what will be will be. I mean, you know, I've even got to the stage now, some of the people that did some horrible things to me in the past, I'm like, you know what? Whether karma does catch up with them or not, I'm really cool where I'm at. And that's kind of all that matters right now. So, you know, it feels that you're in stages of something that you're letting go of, okay? Now, also the World card indicates that some of you are trying to rediscover a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with, and you've got one foot in the old you and one foot in the new you, and it just feels like you are like riding the line right now, if that makes sense. I'm not really sure why I'm being given that, but I feel like some of you are in a period of reprogramming something, and it could be something toxic as well. You know, it could be that you are releasing a toxic environment or a toxic family trait, or, you know, maybe a toxic relationship or something that perhaps kept you stuck. It could also be that, you know, you separated from someone who maybe, you know, when you were breaking up with that person, they turned around and said, you'll never find anyone as good as me or anything like that. And those things, whilst they're only words, sometimes they can stick with us and it can really wound us, and we can start to think, well, maybe they're right, especially if you're finding it hard to meet a new person. But I want you to be aware that's not true at all. That's projected energy because they wanted to control the situation. The Devil card represents control. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. So some of you are releasing yourself from that. And the World card, I mean, if you're not thinking about emigrating or migrating or even going traveling, because some of you, it could be that there's some sort of travel to family that you're going to be doing shortly. And I feel some of you are actually going to meet a person connected to that. But if not, it can be that, you know, you're saving your finances to go on like a big vacation or do something big with your money. And, you know, wherever this is, you're definitely going to meet the person of your dreams. That's for sure. You know, on the earthly plane, we have the King of Pentacles. Now, this indicates that you've created space, or you are creating space to have a serious relationship. But it can also indicate that you've been busy. You know, you're focused on responsibilities. This is a very serious card. And as it follows the World card, it can indicate that the world got pretty serious recently, whether it's your personal world or the world at large. I mean, we certainly know the world at large has, but it can indicate that you have just a lot on your plate. Focus on finances and all of the stuff, all your projects. And, you know, this can be also that you run a business, for example. Even if you're retired, you're going to be focusing on, you know, your finances, your 401ks, and living life and your sense of purpose and traveling and, you know, getting the best out of the circumstances that you have. But this card, it indicates you're attracting a person who is serious about a relationship. I actually feel this person, you know, they're someone who is very savvy at business. I feel like they're financially well off as well. I feel like this person may even be in real estate. And even if they're retired, if you're a retiree as well and you're looking for someone who is retired, I feel like they've made their fortune. And I feel like, you know, they still kind of like dip in from time to time to have the overseeing of their business. Because, you know, I feel like they loved what they did. And I feel like, you know, but they're waiting for love. They're kind of searching for love. They're looking for the one. And when they meet you, they see that you are the person of their dreams. You are destined to meet this person. And I feel this is a very secure relationship. So looking at the comfort hearth, this is also a comfortable card. So it means you will be very comfortable with this new person who's coming in. Now, I feel a lot of you could be attracting a water element, someone who's Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, but also Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo coming on in. Little smattering of fire there as well to balance out your air. So I feel like you could meet a person who's got a bit of like Leo, Sagittarius in there. Maybe a bit of Libra. Yeah, a little bit of Libra there too. So I feel like they're quite well-rounded and perfectly suited to you, whoever this person is. Now, what are you leaving in the past? Well, you're leaving the sense of feeling stuck. You know, the Devil card can be many things. It can be fear. It can be, you know, that you've been out of the dating scene for a long time. You don't know where to start. maybe even the dating scene itself makes you shudder. I feel like you're exhausted, you're fed up, you feel kind of like, I just got the word gaslit. So some of you may have dealt with someone who did that to you in the past as well. Perhaps you're releasing feelings around that. Okay, not everybody has gone through that, but I just got that word, so I have to honor what just pops through, and that was just like out of the blue. So perhaps that's how you felt. It happened out of the blue. So with the Devil card in this position, it indicates a fear or a sadness or a disappointment being left in the past. But also, this can represent like physical attraction. People are really attracted to you, my beautiful Aquarians, but looking at your energy, it seems like you're looking to settle down. And you're kind of fed up with people who are just looking for physical with you. You want something with substance, a companion that you can share your life with. So I feel this is about you going, okay, I'm reassessing now. And whilst the physical side of a relationship is very important, you know, you need that passion, that connection. This can be lust, okay? I feel like, you know, you want something with substance. You want something more. So I feel like you're promising yourself to follow your passions, live your truth. I mean, some of you could have also connected to people who had addictions in the past, or even were obsessed with you, or obsessed with the physical side of connections, and were running away from true feelings, intimacy issues, you know, people who are emotionally unavailable. But I feel like that's all in the past now, which is great, and you're moving on to pastures new, because we have that Three of Wands, which means you're moving on, you're moving forward, you're closing a chapter to your life, reflecting on it at this moment in time, and you're raising your vibrations because of it. This is a card where it's like you're about to lift off in a different direction. For some of you, this is a vacation. So you could meet a person where you're out in nature or out and about, and there is like a canopy or some sort of marquee there, some sort of event that you have to travel to. It doesn't have to be like abroad or overseas, but it can be somewhere that's outside your usual parameters that you'll have to travel to. But I mean, this card is a card where it's like waiting and watching, anticipating, paying attention, being open to, you know, love and all of those things. So it's like you're waiting to meet someone, and I feel like you're about to meet someone who actually is very alike you. You know, I've got this like something in common. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Okay, so this may sound a little bit weird, okay, but I'm going to give it to you as I'm going to get it from my guides. This person, occasionally, this person sometimes looks like you a little bit, okay? So I'm just giving you what I just heard. It's like there's a similarity in the way that you look. It's like, yeah. It's not that you look like twins, not that at all. It's just you have some traits or attributes or something about your look that is identical. I mean, it could even be that when you meet this person, you're wearing like the same colors or the same jacket or the same style of something, maybe the same sneakers, and you're like, oh my gosh, it matches. So there's something in that, okay? Right now, what I'm seeing, and some of you may not wear like Converse shoes, okay, but I feel like I'm being given it symbolically, okay? Like if you think about Converse shoes, right, they come in many different colors. So if you've chosen red Converse, for example, and you meet this person and they're wearing red Converse, you're like, oh my gosh, out of all the colors, you've got red ones on. So it can be something like that, for example. Or, you know, if you're wearing like a really trendy jacket and they're wearing like something very similar or identical to the material and the pattern, you're like, what? I just feel there's something where you look alike. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there. I mean, it could also be that you've both got blue eyes or you both got brown eyes, for example, or green. So yeah, please take it as it resonates. That's something that's coming out there. But this is the potential position, and the Three of Wands means, you know, you're broadening your horizons. So the potential here is that you're looking further afield, a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Now, some of you may meet a person from the home space if you're doing online dating, okay? Because this is, although it's a fire card, okay, you know, this is like in the air. This will go in the air. So it can indicate that, you know, you're meeting someone who's connected to the ether, who basically shares a lot of your belief systems, your values, and there's a meeting of minds there. But if you're someone who's like, nope, don't want to do online dating, I definitely see this as like getting out, having adventures. And in the near future, because this is a 6 weeks position, we got the Death card. So this can indicate that you're literally like shutting someone down, a past situation or a challenging situation. For some of you, this could also be that you have an ex who comes in occasionally promising the world, delivering nothing, or, someone who is very transient in your life, someone who actually does have feelings but is actually running away from their own. This person, they're in denial, okay? But they are tempting. But with that death card, it feels like finally you kind of like say, no, I'm not getting involved in that because I'm looking for something more serious. So I feel a lot of you could be presented with that scenario very soon. But the death card can indicate, where there is nothing going on with you right now in your like dating world, as it were. This is where growth happens. This is where a new chapter happens. This is where you break old habits. This is where you release that which is hindering you to make space for something better. So this change is great because it means it's opening a door for someone new to come into your life. So I would say the death card in the next 6 weeks position indicates change, transformation, and prospects of something new entering into your life, okay? Now we do have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is in your advice to yourself in this moment, which is to be independent, to be self-assured, building confidence. There is like an aspect of fight or flight mode there. So, love, you could be a little bit cautious. I feel like you're open to talking to someone new, but at the same time, I'm just being given this energy of like needing an exit or having an exit. I keep being stroked on the arm. I mean, this is wonderful, but it's like comfort. So some of you are really being comforted because of a challenging situation, but I feel like you've got this. This is a card that indicates that you are secure, you are erecting those healthy boundaries, and you're clear about what it is that you want in a high level commitment. And this can indicate, that you're slightly detached from the dating scene. You've withdrawn in order to prioritize your own needs and focus on your responsibilities. But this card, it's like you got a plan. And for some of you, if you're talking to someone at this moment in time, especially if it's online, for example, or through messaging, I feel it is going to develop into a high level commitment. I feel like, if you're talking to someone at the moment, I feel like you've met the one. But you're taking it slow, which is right. You're getting that foundation of knowledge between you both. You're getting to know each other. This person will actually invite you to some sort of event where you meet a member of their family or their soul tribe very, very soon. And this will be a marker that this person is serious about you. But for the rest of you, if you have not started to talk to someone new, I feel like this is about you getting clear about what you want and you're being decisive. Now, for some of you, this can also, with the death card there, it can represent that some of you, if you've been in a high-level commitment in the past and your partner has transitioned, has passed away, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love, okay? Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I was going to ask for a sign, but I just got one, and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is going to resonate with everyone. I'm being given like a fondue set, like raclette, okay, for cheese. So I'm almost being given like embrace the cheese. I don't know what that means. I'm not saying go out there and eat loads of cheese. Not at all. I feel it's like the cheesiness of romance. So if you're someone who is always like, oh, don't be silly, that's romantic and that's cheesy and stuff like that, I feel symbolically it's like embrace the cheese. Life is short. Just romance your life and embrace the silliness of it all. So if that's you, I feel that's definitely like symbolic. And it's almost like they're guiding you to a person who's going to love you. And what I'm being given is no one will love you as good as I can, but I'm sending you like a good second best. That's what I'm being given. It's like even though you had a complex relationship with this person, it's like a thumbs up, to move on and to be in a high level commitment. And destiny is going to bring you together with this new person. So with a lot of love and respect, if that's you, I'm sending you so much love, and I'm going to disconnect from that energy and connect to the majority energy. I want people to be aware that, I don't see anyone passing away in this reading. I want you to be aware of that. This is something that's already happened before you come to this reading. So yeah, that's coming through there too. For some of you, this can also represent, like if you're a divorcee, for example, it's really hard to believe in getting married again or falling in love again, or if you are someone who is separated and had your heart broken, it's really hard to piece yourself back together, to be open to love. But I feel like you haven't given up on love, okay? I feel like you're still hoping in the magic of romance and passion to be delivered in your direction. And I really feel it's going to happen for you. But we do have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is in the circumstances outside of yourself. that means that you've been called to enjoy your single life right now. You've been called to learn more about yourself, your own needs, prioritize self-care, but also you're having a glow up because you're going through a self-development process. So this can indicate that not only are you focused on your projects and stability, because, you know, a Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles, they're very close together. It indicates you're focused on your finances, being independently financially free. You know, a lot of you may be studying or building in confidence, for example, but this indicates that you are someone who is highly attractive and really sought after. You know, people pay attention to you. You actually are magnetic. You may not see that about yourself, but you certainly will in the next 6 weeks. And this means you're going to get a lot of attention. But most importantly, you're going to get the attention of the person that you're meant to be with. Okay, now this is a hope and a fear position, and the Two of Cups indicates you hope to be in a high level commitment. You know, storks represent sudden movement and improvement, and the fact that you've got the Wheel of Fortune there, it means you are going to have a surprise when it comes to love, because I feel like you're about to meet the one. Okay, all these cards are steps to meeting the one, but they highlight that you will, because of the steps and the cards that have come out for you. So this Two of Cups, I mean, the worst thing, because it's a hope and a fear, the fear would be to invest in something that separates. I feel like you're just so fed up of having to start again, start from scratch, you know. It's so exhausting, the dating scene, and just, I feel a lot of you have like removed yourself from that dating scene in order to prioritize yourself, because, you know, you don't want to waste your time. And I just feel like you're in a period of true power, which comes from like not altering others, but mastering oneself. And I feel that's what you're in right now, a self-development process. And that Two of Cups is actually helping you attract the person that you're meant to be with. And it is a long-term relationship. You will settle down with this person. So I would say also the fear could be that, it's really wonderful. I'm just like getting lots of strokes here. Yeah, the other energy I'm getting, the Two of Cups in the reverse position, it could be that, you know, you hope to meet a person who has not just come out of something, because that's when things can kind of get messy, you know, where people haven't really processed baggage or let go of the past and they're still going through it. So that could be a fear, but I actually feel like you're going to meet a person who is ready for a relationship, someone who is serious about settling down and is, you know, secure enough to open up to, you know, an intimate, loving relationship. And I feel like you will share your life with this person. Whether you want to get married or not, I feel like you meet a companion, a soulmate, a best friend, someone who's loyal, loving. I also feel like they either have their own business or they're aspiring to have it, or they had it when they, you know, were working, but they still oversee something. And you are destined to meet this person. I feel a lot of you are going to meet this person outside. Okay, that's what I'm seeing, like out in nature. I mean, for some of you, it could be that, you know, if you have a pet and you're walking your dog, you could like meet a person in the park walking your dog. Maybe they're walking theirs, and maybe there's like a pagoda or a marquee or something, and you go, should we just get a coffee? And it's just, that's why I say it's like this little simple like moment where you're like, oh, we're just talking, and everything's like, oh my gosh, this is the person. It's almost like this person's literally been sent to your path. Okay, so I'm quite excited about this. There's just this gentle beauty in the moment of you meeting this person, and then it's like this whirlwind romance that really ends up becoming a rock solid relationship, and you're destined to meet this person. So I would say, you know, that Three of Wands is like, keep your eyes peeled, because you're about to meet the one. It's destined, and I feel out of the blue you'll have met someone, and then you won't be looking back, because this one is for keeps. So I'm just going to go get some final cards for you before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? Anything else they need to know regarding their circumstances, can you please show them? Sisterhood. Okay, sisterhood. Limitless. Oh, my guys want me to go again. Okay, so if the person you're talking to actually has a sibling, this could be the family member or soul tribe member that they want you to meet, okay, and will ask you to meet. I do feel like families will get on. It's like on both sides. Generosity. So, I mean, for some of you, what animal is that? That's a Taurus bull. Okay, yes. So, Because we've got this here, Taurian energy, I do feel like, you know, you could meet someone who has an affiliation with you. I mean, maybe later down on the line, I just feel that some of you will find that the person you meet has like a distant connection to someone you already know. Someone who's in your group of friends. May even be connected to a feminine friend of yours, okay? So it could be like you find out they worked where your friend worked, or they knew someone, because I feel like there is a commonality there, like, oh my gosh, you knew that person, so did my friend. So I just feel like there's a connection there with that. I mean, sisterhood kind of means people supporting each other, coming together. So this could be also relevant. Perhaps you're, you know, doing something with a friend during this period where you meet this person, but it's a very intimate kind of connection. So it could be like an event. Maybe your friend organizes a barbecue or a garden party or something, and you go along to that, and you know, you're just having a good time with your friend. And I mean, these three figures are like looking at this bull. So it could be that, you know, you discuss or you see this person standing at an event and you're like, oh my gosh, who's that? But what you don't realize is that person's also going to be talking to people saying, oh my gosh, who's that? And they're going to be looking at you. So I feel this person, they only have eyes for you, but I feel like this person's very attractive and they draw a lot of attention, but this person is true blue. They will never leave your side, okay? And I feel like both of you will be quite the power couple and the talk of the town is what I'm seeing there as well. Now we also have Omega, limitless. So limitless potential for you to meet this person because you manifested this person. So thoughts really become things. Recognize that. I definitely see that, you know, I'm actually seeing a white swan now on the water gliding. So again, this is again an indication of something out in nature by a pond, or maybe these are things that you will see when you're with this person, because I'm not sure how else to dissect that. I mean, there is literally a trinket in here of two swans with their heads together forming a heart. So maybe that's it. It's like you and this person coming together, having a head-to-head and just completely falling in love. So we've also got generosity, vel culpa. It's got there. Now, this can be that, you know, you are someone who is generous and kind, and you're always thinking about others, because that comfort card, the Ten of Pentacles, is like you're always thinking about helping others or being there for others, and now you need to prioritize your own needs as well. This, like Archer, has obviously decided to gift that duck to the fox. Okay, and that's a moment of generosity. So I feel there is some good karma coming back to you for all the good deeds that you've done, and it's coming in the form of a high level commitment. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. I'm closing my eyes, by the way, so I have no idea what I'm picking. You have to trust me on that, I'm afraid, but you know, so I'm just letting you know before I do this. Okay, so we did not get the swans. I just want you to be aware. But we did get the measuring tape. So this person definitely measures up, okay? Maybe this is also a signifier as to what this person does. I mean, it's either real estate or perhaps like interior design, for example. Maybe there's some sort of commonality there. I mean, the measuring tape indicates that, you know, it's about measuring time, but also measuring like whether this person fits the bill. And I do feel that they do. Okay. We've got a witch on a broomstick. So definitely connects to manifestation there. Okay. But I feel in your single energy, this is you being called to kind of like, you know, embrace manifestation, higher vibrations, but also, you know, be a witch in the kitchen, for example, try new recipes, you know, have a glow up, really inform your body with healthy things like, you know, things that you read or digest or absorb or listen to. This is kind of you like also believing in the magic of life and that you're in control of your destiny. I mean, some of you, this could literally mean that you're going on a vacation or you're traveling somewhere, okay? Maybe it's even somewhere spiritual or for something spiritual. And also we've got a guitar, music, higher vibrations. There's actually 2 stars on this guitar, so it can indicate 2 healed people coming together because their vibrations match, soul songs match. Maybe even this person plays guitar or you do, or there's like a, you know, a musical element there, you musicians, or maybe there's music playing. You know, sometimes it can be literal, like if you're walking in the park with a pet and you come across a person, you talk to this person, they've got a pet, suddenly there's a frizz on, maybe there's someone like, you know, playing guitar in the background, like someone busking, or playing a tune or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, all these factors. These are signposts from the universe. Sometimes they mean nothing in this reading. You're like, okay, guitar, whatever, yeah, this, that, and the other. But then everything starts to formulate and become a thing. So I want you to be aware of everything that's happened in this reading, because thoughts become things, and so do signs sent from the universe. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Aquarians. Thank you so much, and love and light.